All right, so we're going to be starting with obliques today, then we're going to do abs, then we're going to do left leg, then right leg. What we're going to do is we're going to be on 2 to 3 white springs. 2 is more oblique, right? 3 is more of your butt, but still a little bit more oblique. We're going to take the left strap off your foot, and then we're going to slowly step down to the floor, and then bring your right knee to the middle of the carriage, left arm on the left, right arm in the middle of the carriage. You're going to be lifting up the strap and holding it here. Now you have the option of bringing your arm behind your back or out in front of you. We're going to bring the leg down in 3, 2. Now slowly bring the leg down. You want to go on like a 3-4 second count as slow as you can. I'm going down to about 8:30 p.m., 9 p.m. to the left. Exhaling as I lift up my leg. Breathing in as I slowly let the leg downward. Now, hands behind your back is a little bit easier. If you want a little bit harder, you can bring your right arm out to the back of the studio. If you really have to use both your hands, no problem. Just make sure that more of your weight is into the left hand, just because you want to feel this in that left oblique. Breathe in as you slowly let the cable move on its own, and then exhale as you sweep that cable back. From the floor up to the carriage is more of your oblique, and then upwards past that carriage is going to be more of your left butt. Now, in 9 seconds, we're going to lift the leg up, bringing your right arm out to the street in a bird dog in 3, 2, now right arm out, left leg out. Now, pulse 3 inches down with the left, 3 inches up, slow as you can. Breathe through this. Remember, don't hold your breath. And if you need to take a break, it's okay. Take that break and make the next rep count. I'm always telling people that they should take a break if they need to, because I'd rather have you rest than mess up your form. In 8 seconds, we got a bird dog row. We're going to take the strap off your foot, making that change in 3, 2, now both knees on the carriage for safety, taking the strap off your foot. You're going to hold the strap by the buckle and then move your knees back to the first white line. You're then going to lift your right leg out and your left arm out as well. Then you're going to go ahead and exhale as you slowly pull the cable in, crunching inward with that right knee looking towards that belly button. Breathing in as you slowly release legs and arms. Now, try your best to go slow. Remember, if this is too heavy for you, what you can do is you can hold the handle, which will make the strap a little lighter. The closer that you hold the cable to the back, the more tighter it's going to be with tension. The further away, the less tension there will be. Now, what I'm doing is I'm pulling the cable all the way back so that I can work my triceps at the same time. Exhaling as I pull and knee, crunching inward towards that knee. Now, after this, we're going to be getting into a Woodchop, making that change in 3, 2, now facing the make it shake wall. You're going to be down on your right knee, up on your left foot, holding the cable with your right hand, and sweeping the cable up to hold. Now, go down 1, down 2, down 3. Exhaling as you pull the cable up to the left. Now, I like to breathe in as I go down to the belly button, following my hands with my eyes in my head, exhaling as I go upwards to the left. You want to focus more on the twisting of your torso and then the pulling of the cable. This is called a Woodchop. We're getting ready for a torso twist coming up next. Your hands are going to be in front of your chest, and then we're going to twist our body to the left, only twisting the upper portion of our body, leaving the bottom still the whole time. In 9 seconds, our arms are going to go in front of our chest, making that change in 3, 2, now hands in front of our chest. Now exhale as you twist your torso to the left, breathing in as you slowly bring the cable back in front of your body. If you want to make it lighter, you can bend the elbows, making the strap a little lighter, or you can have it straight out with your arms, making it a little heavier. Now, we're going to be hanging up the cable, and we're going to be going into that right leg coming up in less than 13 seconds. We're going to hang up the cable as fast as you can, and then pick up the other cable, putting the long strap through your right foot, making that change in 3, 2, now hang that cable as quickly as possible. Pick up the other cable, putting it through your right leg or your right foot. We're going to step down to the floor, bringing the left knee to the middle of the carriage, right hand to the right, left hand to the middle. Exhale as you sweep that cable up, bringing your left arm behind your back or out. Now, slowly bring that cable down. Breathing in to about 3 p.m. or 3:30. Exhaling as you send that cable back. Now remember, you can put the hand down, hand behind your back. Just remember that you're breathing in through your nose, out through your lips. Another thing you want to keep in mind is to not let the hip shift to the left. You want to keep that hip squared and never going off to one side or the other. Now, right now, my arm is burning around my deltoid area where the shoulders are, holding my body weight up while working out my right oblique and my right butt. Exhale, going upwards. We're getting ready for that bird dog coming up next with pulses in the right leg. Now, in 10 seconds, we're going to lift the right leg up with your left arm out to the street, making that change in 3, 2, now right leg up, left arm out to the street. Now pulse that leg up and down. Breathe. Now, after this, we're going to take the strap off and then we're going to go into that bird dog row. We're going to be holding the buckle with the right hand in about 11 seconds. You can do this. Breathe. In 6 seconds, we're making that change in 3, 2, now both knees onto the carriage. Take that strap off your foot and hold the cable with the buckle or hand on the buckle. Knees go back to the first white line, lifting up the left leg and then the right arm outwards. We're going to exhale as you pull the cable in, crunching forward with your lower left knee, looking downwards as you crunch, lifting up that neck to look down or slightly forward as you go forward. Exhale for power, and then breathe in as you release. Lots of things going on right now, working out arms, shoulders, legs, focusing on that breathing. We're going to get into that woodchop coming up next. What we're going to do is we're going to face that make it shake sign to the right, and then we're going to hold the cable with your left hand down on your left knee, up on your right foot, making that change in 3, 2, now face that make it shake sign, holding the handle with the left hand, up on your right foot, down on your left knee. We're going to hold that cable up to the right, and we're going to go down in 3, 2, now down 1, down 2, down 3, up 1, up 2, up 3. Now, if this becomes too heavy, I want you to not stop. I want you to just modify. Remember, modifications are not because you cannot do something. It's also just to help you keep going, keeping up that workout, building that stamina. What you can do if it gets tiring or heavy is you can use the long black strap. Remember, holding the cable further away from where it starts is going to make it a lot lighter. If you want to make it heavier, you can hold it by the buckle, and that will make it a lot heavier to pull upwards. For me, that's way too heavy. I stick with that black handlebar. Now, bring your hands in front of your chest. Now, exhale as you torso twist out to the right, focusing on that twisting of your torso first, arm muscle second. If it starts to burn, don't stop. Bend those elbows in to make that strap a little bit lighter as you twist the torso outwards. Now, we're getting ready for a jackknife with butterfly kicks and leg raises. What we're going to do is sit down on the carriage first in about 10 seconds and then pick up both cables by the buckle. 5 seconds. Making that change in 3, 2, now sit down on the carriage first. Grab both of those cables. We're holding both by the buckle. And then I want you to sit on the middle of the carriage, laying out flat like the floor with your shoulders lifted a little bit with your legs. You're going to pull the cables in and hold with tension. Now, I want you to exhale as you lift from your chin and your chest and your lower abdominal muscles to bring that leg up. What we're doing is we're becoming flat like the floor with our shoulders and legs slightly lifted in an upside down plank. The cables holding towards your body is keeping your body with tension as you exhale, lifting from your chin and your chest, not your neck. Now remember, listen to your lower back. If it starts to bug you, what you can do is just take a break. Remember, don't push yourself. We're getting ready for your leg flutters or butterfly kicks. We're going to be leaning back with your lower back, your upper back slightly lifted, and your right leg is going to be up first, making that change in 3, 2, now hold here and start fluttering those legs up and down. Now, I know that your legs are the one that's moving up and down, but I want you to think about your lower abdominal muscles. You want to use those muscles to lift the leg. Pull that carriage in, keeping it next to your shoulders. Breathe through this. Now, we're getting ready for leg raises. You're going to be lifting both legs up, making that change in 3, 2, now both legs up, and then slowly bring it down. Breathing in as you go down, exhaling as you come up. My deltoids are burning right now, holding that cable. Take that break whenever you need to, and then get back into it when you can. We're going to be going back to full range shortly. We have less than 10 more seconds before we go flat like the floor, and then fold that body in half, making that change in 3, 2, now go ahead and rest if you need to, and then fold that body in half, pulling that cable in, exhaling as you lift from that chest, not that neck. We have a Panther coming up next. We're going to be going on 1 white spring standard, 2 white springs if you need support, and 0 to make it harder. Making that change in 3, 2, now drop those cables. Don't worry about hanging them up, just so that we can save some time. We're going to be on 1 white spring, and then we're going to get into a Panther, which is hands on the front platform, feet together on the first white line of the moving carriage. Now, once you're in position, I want a slight bend in your elbow, slightly lift up your hips. Now, start bending the knees in towards the front of the platform, and then you want to breathe in as you slowly let your legs out. Exhaling as you focus on the bending of your knees to come inward. Now, if you have wrist sensitivity or wrist issues, holding the side of the platform will be a little bit easier. Your thumbs on top, 4 fingers underneath, so there's less weight versus having it straight on top. The more wrinkles that you see on top of that wrist, the more strain or more tension. You want to keep your back in a tabletop position, which is why I had you slightly bend your elbows first, and then lift up your hips into tabletop. Now, ask yourself a question. Am I swinging the carriage in with my toes, or am I slowly bending my knees to move the carriage forward? In 7 seconds, our knees are under our hips, making that change in 3, 2, now knees under hips and hold. Now, knee dips. Slowly bring that carriage down, exhaling as you lift upwards from that hip. You want to try to go as slow as you can. Keep that back flat. Keep those elbows slightly bent so that you activate your triceps with less weight into your wrist. We're not here for much longer. We're going to straighten that leg out, making that change in 3, 2, now tabletop back, sending that carriage out slowly on an inhale, and then exhaling as you bend your knee forward. Now, if you ever need to modify, you can add a second white spring. You can also go up to the black handlebars, but I'd rather prefer you going on 2 white springs to stay strong down below. We're getting into a saw. You're going to be going down to your forearms and knees, making that change in 3, 2, now bring the carriage in, down on your forearms and down to your knees on the first white line of the moving carriage. I want you to send your knees back so that you're in a modified plank. Palms up or palms down, doesn't matter, going out halfway to hold. I want you to slightly lift up your hips and flex your abs to engage your core. Now push out first, extending your arms, and then slowly bend the elbow to bring you in. Now, as you push back and straighten your arms, you want to take that inhale in, exhaling as you slowly resist that spring load from pulling you in faster than you want to go. Now, If you need support, remember, anytime you're at the front of the machine, adding a second white spring will help you because it will help pull the carriage in at a faster rate. That's going to help support you, but it's going to be a little harder to push. Breathe in as you go out. Keep that hip slightly lifted in that plank position. If you notice that your back is going to start arching the further out you go, that means you're not engaging your core and protecting that lower back. So remember, tighten those abdominal muscles like someone's about to tickle you or punch you in the stomach. Now, in 10 seconds, we're going to go out halfway and we're going to hold, making that change in 3, 2, now halfway out to hold. Now let's fix that form. Slightly lift up those hips and flex your abs. Now out 1 inch and in 1 inch. Slow and controlled. Breathe. Now remember, instead of stopping, you can bring the carriage in a little bit closer, so that way you can continue that workout with a little bit less strain. Now we're not here for much longer. We're going to be going back and then going forward, making that change in 3, 2, now push back first, and then exhale on the way in. We have a full arm plank to pike coming up next. If you want to make it harder, you can stay down on your forearms, or for an easier plank to pike, you'll go up to those hands. We have 7 seconds. Up on your hands and toes on the first white line in 3, 2, now bring your hands to the side of the platform for less wrist irritation. Up on your toes on the first white line and hold that push-up. Now, give me that slight bend in that elbow so we can activate those triceps. Now, exhale as you lift your hips upward, looking at your toes. Breathe in as you slowly go down into that push-up position. Exhaling as you lift from your belly button and core. Now, what I want you to do is ask yourself, am I piking up by using my toes and swinging inward, or am I lifting my belly button and lifting my core to pike my hips up? I want you to think about a fire burning underneath your stomach, and you're lifting the belly button upwards to avoid not getting burned. You want to look at your toes as you pike up to keep your neck in line with your spine, and then look down at the platform as you go down into that push-up position. Now, very important, when you're doing a plank to pike in the front, I don't want you to go all the way up because it's just going to be standing tall, reaching for your toes. So to keep tension, only go about 80 to 90% upwards. In 10 seconds, we have a halfway hold, looking at those toes, making that change in 3, 2, now pike up halfway and hold, looking at your toes. Now pulse, 2 inches down, 2 inches up. Now, when we tend to get tired, we'll start to usually lose form, breathing might go off, or we might start moving more with our toes and our core. So remember, mind-body connection. Focus on lifting the core by lifting your belly button and slowly descending down. We're going to be piking up on an exhale before you go down, making that change in 3, 2, now exhale on the pike up, and then slowly go back to full range. We got legs coming up next. We have a carriage lunge to start, and you have the option to use weights or not. But remember, if you use weights, you must use them on both sides to equal everything out. In 10 seconds, we're going to go on the front platform and face the street, making that change in 3, 2, and 1. All done with obliques, all done with abs, wiping up all that sweat. It's kind of hot in the studio. They don't have any AC on for whatever reason. Oh my God. Okay, so if you'd like to use weights, you'll pick them up. But remember, using both of them is going to be a thing if you use it on both sides. Your left foot's going to go underneath the carriage strap. Your right foot's going to go behind you underneath that platform strap. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it's just for safety. Now, I'm a little taller, so I'm going to have to go outside of the strap so that I can do that variation later. We're going to be going down together and holding with our weights down at your side. Now, we're going to be going up in 3, 2, Now exhale as you go up 1, up 2, up 3, and then slowly down 1, down 2, down 3. Now, it's very important in this carriage lunge that you continually push down until you come back up to the top. Sometimes people tend to just swing inward, possibly due to being afraid of falling off the machine, or just because of the spring load pulling them inward, but you want to resist the cables from pulling in faster than you want to. Remember, you're in control, not the other way around. Now, lead with your foot, keeping your knee stacked over that ankle like you're just sitting down onto a chair. Exhaling as you push down, down, down as you go up slow and controlled. Now, we have a ski jump coming up next. You're going to meet me low in 3, 2, now arms at your side, holding low. We're going to be pulsing those palms up and down, slow as you can. This is called a ski jump. You're holding an isometric hold as you work out your arms and shoulders. Exhaling as you push the weights up, breathing in as you bring your hands down. Now, we're going to be going up again, back to full range. Coming up shortly, we have 5 seconds, making that change in 3, 2, now exhale as you bring those arms up, continuously pushing through that heel, and then back to full range. Our next variation is going to be a carriage kick. That's where you meet me low in that isometric hold, 90-degree angle, and then we're going to push the carriage out with our toes and bring the carriage back in with the heel. We have 5 seconds, meeting me low in 3, 2, now weights in front of your chest and hold. Now you're extending your toes forward and then slowly bringing it back to that 90-degree angle. You want to breathe in as you go outward, exhaling as you bring it back with your heel, or just let the carriage move back on its own because it's attached to that spring load. We're not here for much longer, 7 seconds, and we're going to come up on that exhale, making that change in 3, 2, now exhale as you slowly come up, and then back to full range. Breathe in as you go down. Remember, keep that knee stacked over that ankle. And if you can make it down to that 90-degree angle, by all means, let's get it. Now, we have one more variation. It's going to be a chest press with a back kick. You're going to be meeting me low in 5 seconds. 3, 2, now meet me low, arms at your side. Now bend your knee to slowly move the carriage back. And as you go forward, straightening your leg, you will punch the wall or street in front of you. Try to keep those weights up, fighting gravity. Exhaling as you bend your knee to go back, and then breathing in as you go forward with that punch or chest press. We're here for 5 more seconds. Stepping back together in 3, 2, now step back for safety. Shake it off if you need to because my leg is burning. We're going to be facing the B-fit wall. Your left foot's on the platform closest to the edge in the direction we're facing. Right leg behind us on that carriage diagonally. Meet me low for a hold, and we're going to come up on a 3-second count in 3, 2, now up 1, up 2, up 3 with that bicep curl, and then slowly going down as you breathe in, exhaling as you slowly come up. Now, you want to make sure that when you're going down into your single leg squat, that you're sticking your butt back, trying to sit down on the black handlebar behind you. This is going to keep your knees from passing your toes, and that's not necessarily wrong, but the more you lean back, the more weight there will be in that hamstring and glutes. I like to lift up my toes, making sure that I'm only using my heels, which activate the leg muscles a little bit more. Now, we're going to get ready for ski jumps coming up again. We're going to be meeting me low, arms at your side, palms facing up in 7 seconds. Making that change in 3, 2, now meet me low, arms at your side, palms up. Now pulse up and down with those weights in your hand. Now, if you start to burn, what you can do is you can come up a little bit higher to alleviate the burning. And then when you have enough energy, go back down a little bit lower, even if it's just for 2 reps. We're going to be coming up slow on that exhale in 7 seconds, making that change in 3, 2. Now exhale upwards with that bicep curl, and then back to full range. Sticking that booty back on that black handlebar, exhaling as you come up with that bicep curl. You can add a shoulder press if you'd like to. Anything that you can think of with those weights, you're more than welcome to add. Now, we're getting ready for your skater and tricep kickback. What you're going to do is meet me low and then bend the right knee to come inward. You have 7 seconds. We're going to meet me low, arms at your side in 3, 2. Now meet me low, arms at your side. Now slowly bend the knee, bringing the carriage in as you tricep kick. You're holding an isometric hold with the softest touch with your toes. You're letting the carriage move in with the bending of your knee, exhaling as you bend the knee and tricep kick. We're not here for much longer. We're going to be exhaling on the way up with a bicep curl and making that change in 3, 2. Now come up with that bicep curl, shake it off if you need to, and then back to full range. Now we got a sumo squat coming up next. You're going to bring the carriage in, reposition your feet side by side, making that change in 3, 2. Now bring the carriage in. Go ahead and wipe off that sweat like I need to. We're going to be repositioning our feet side by side on the platform and carriage, going out shoulder width apart, meeting me low with weights between your knees. Now up 1, up 2, up 3, up 4. We're doing a sumo squat and with a bicep curl and a shoulder press. Now you want to try to go up slow as you can. I'm doing that bicep curl on the first 2 counts, and then on the 3rd and 4th, I'm going up with that shoulder press. Sumo squats are wide, so shoulder width apart, toes outward, pushing through your heels, lifting up your toes if you want a little bit more out of that leg. We're getting ready for your first rounds of holds and pulses. Your job with this move is to try not to move the carriage as you squat up and down. And in 7 seconds, you're going to meet me low, weights out in front of you in 3, 2. Now meet me low, weights out in front of you, and pulse. Slow as you can. Try to keep those weights out in front of you. If you get tired, you can hold them inward, but I always encourage you to bring it right back out when you can. We're not here for much longer. We're going to be coming up on an exhale in 10 more seconds. Making that change in 3, 2. Now exhale as you come up and then back to bicep curls and shoulder presses. Slowly coming up through those heels, pressing upward on your exhale. If you ever need support, add that second white spring, and that will help keep the carriage from feeling so wobbly. We have a skater coming up next. You're going to meet me low to send your right leg out, and remember, don't go out so far that you can't bring it back. Making that change in 3, 2. Now weights out in front of you. Send that carriage out slowly, and then bend that knee to bring it back. Breathe in as you go outward. Exhale as you bend the knee to bring it back. This is called a skater. We have 7 more seconds. We're going to be coming up slow on that exhale in 3, 2. Now exhale on the way up. Now we got a hamstring curl. Go ahead and go to 2 to 3 white springs. The more you put on, the more supportive it is. So 1 is hard, 2 is standard, 3 is going to be a little bit more supportive. Once you have the spring change, you're going to put the legs over the handlebars to scoot your butt forward, and then lay down, holding the edge of the carriage or the strap. Your heels are on the black handlebars, lifting up into a bridge. Now, out 1, out 2, out 3. Now on that exhale, I want you to squeeze your hamstrings and push down with your heels, keeping your hips up in that bridge. I want you to go out as far as you can, and then once you feel a little comfortable, I want you to go out a little bit further. You have to remember, even if you do something hard or something of a variation, maybe another centimeter, another inch out, everything you do is going to help get you stronger, even if it's just 1 or 2 times. Show yourself what you can do. Exhale on the way in, squeezing that hamstring and pressing those heels or the middle of your foot down to bring you forward. We have glute bridges coming up next. We're going to be coming forward in 9 seconds and then lifting up those hips, making that change in 3, 2, now bring it in, lift up your hips. Now breathe in as you go down, exhaling as you thrust the hips upward, squeezing your inner thighs and your glutes at the top. Breathe in as you go down, exhale as you push through that bar, thrusting the hips upward on an exhale, squeezing those inner thighs and glutes. We're here for 10 more seconds. We're going to be going up on an exhale and going out slow, making that change in 3, 2, now push upward, slowly start to go out, and then exhale as you squeeze those hamstrings, bringing you in. Breathe in as you slowly go out, exhaling as you push down and use that hamstring. We got right leg in 5 seconds. We're going to turn the black handles bars out in 3, 2, and done. 1 more leg. I wish there was AC. Oh man. Okay, we're going to grab the other weights. Go back to that 1 weight spring. Okay, right foot on the carriage, left foot behind you, tuck it under the straps if you need to. We're going to meet knee low with or without weight down below. We're going to be coming up on that exhale, moving those arms up with us, making that change in 3, 2, now up 1, up 2, up 3, down 1, down 2, down 3. Remember to exhale on the way up, breathing in as you go down and forward. Now make sure that your knees aren't pointing forward, passing your toes and poking the direction that you're going out towards. You want to try to keep that knee stacked over your ankle the whole time. Now I like to keep my toes lifted because, as I stated before, you want to keep pushing down, down, down until you get back to the top, taking your sweet time. I want you to feel it in your hamstring, and if you just swing in without pressing down with that heel, you will not feel it as much or at all. We're getting ready for your first variation in 9 seconds. You're going to meet knee low, arms behind you in 3, 2, now meet knee low, arms at your side, palms up. Now pulse those weights up and down as slow as you can. Remember, the slower you go, the more you activate slow twitch fibers, which make you shake and help tone that body. We're not here for much longer. We're going to be coming up in 12 seconds on an exhale, lifting up those arms, making that change in 3, 2, now exhale on the way up, pressing down, down, down as you slowly go upwards. And then breathe in as you go forward. We have that carriage kick coming up next. That's where you meet knee low with hands or weights in front of your chest. And then we're going to be pushing your toes outward towards the street, sending the carriage forward from that 90-degree angle. You have 6 seconds. You're going to meet knee low in 3, 2, now meet knee low, weights or hands in front of you to hold. Now, send that toe out and then bring it back with your heel. Breathe in as you send your leg or toe outward. Exhaling as you push the heel down and let the carriage take you back on its own. We're here for 10 more seconds. We're going to push down with those heels, bringing up those arms on an exhale, making that change in 3, 2, now exhale as you slowly come up and then back to full range. We're going to be we have one more variation coming up next. What we're going to do is meet me low with arms at your side for a chest press back kick. That's where you meet me low to bend the back knee back to bring you back with that carriage. You have 5 seconds. Meeting me low in 3, 2, now meet me low, arms at your side. Now slowly bend that knee back on an exhale and then breathe in as you go forward with arms punching forward for that chest press. You want to try to stay as low as you can, preferably in a 90-degree angle. But remember, you can always come up a little bit higher if it starts to burn to keep it going. We're not here for much longer. We're going to be coming up on that exhale in 3, 2, now exhale as you come up, and now into a single leg squat. We're going to be facing the make it shake sign. Your right foot's going to be on the platform closest to the direction that you're facing. Left foot is diagonally behind you on the carriage, meeting me low with arms at your sides. We're going to come up in 3, 2, now up 1, up 2, up 3, down 1, down 2, down 3. Bicep curling upwards as you go upward on an exhale, breathing in as you go down, sticking the butt back, remembering to try to think about sitting on that black handlebar behind you. Now, very important, when some people are doing this single leg squat, as they squat down, their body starts to go outward. You want to try to just go straight down and then exhale as you're going upward with the softest touch with your toes on the carriage. We're getting ready for holds and ski jumps coming up next. You're going to be meeting me low with arms at your side in 12 seconds. 5 seconds, meeting me low in 3, 2, now meet me low, arms at your side. Now hold that isometric hold as you pulse those arms up and down. Remember, if it starts to burn, you can come up a little bit higher, but try to go back down, even if it's just for a little bit. We're going to be coming up on that exhale with a bicep curl coming up in 10 seconds. We're going to exhale on the way up with a bicep curl, making that change in 3, 2, now bicep curl up slowly as you exhale, and then breathe in as you slowly go down and back. We got that skater with that tricep kick coming up next. That's where you meet me low to bring the carriage in with the bending of your knee, tricep kicking back at the same time on an exhale. You have 6 seconds, meeting me low in 3, 2, now meet me low, arms at your side. Now bend the knee in as you kick back with the triceps, slowly letting the leg outward. You want to exhale as you bend your knee in, kicking back those triceps, and then breathing in as you release arms and legs. Remember to come up a little higher if you need to. We have 9 more seconds before we come up slow. Making that change in 3, 2, now exhale on the way up. Now we got a sumo squat. You're going to reposition your feet side by side on the platform and carriage, and then meet me low with your weights between your knees. We're coming up with that shoulder press in 3, 2, now up 1, up 2, up 3, up 4. Remembering to not lock out your knees unless you're taking a break. Now, the reason why you don't want to lock out your knees is so that you can maintain tension in those legs. Breathing in as you slowly go down. Up 2 counts with that bicep curl, and the 3rd and 4th will be that shoulder press. We're getting ready for your first variation coming up next. We're going to be meeting knee low with weights out in front of you to hold as we pulse up and down slowly. You have 15 seconds. In 10 seconds, you're going to meet knee low, weights in front of your chest, making that change in 3, 2, now meet knee low and hold. Now pulse slowly, up 2 inches, down 2 inches. Lift up those toes to feel it more, pressing through those heels. Breathe through this. Remember, if it starts to burn, come up a little higher, but go back down when you're ready. You have 9 seconds left. We're going to be exhaling on the way up in 5, making that change in 3, 2, now exhale on the way up, and then back to bicep curl and shoulder presses. We're getting ready for that last variation coming up next, which is a skater. That's where you're going to meet knee low, and then send your legs out as slow as you can. And remember, don't go out so far that you can't come back. 7 seconds. You're going to meet knee low, making that change in 3, 2, now meet knee low, arms out. Send the carriage out slowly. Exhaling as you slowly bring it in. Breathe in as you slowly go out. I'm running out of breath, a little hot in the studio today. Breathe through this. I tend to play music pretty loud in class, so that way, if you feel a little embarrassed about breathing out loud, you can breathe as long as you and loud as you want. Coming up in 3, 2, now exhale on the way up, and we are done. We're going to get into that hamstring curl, and then we're going to finish up with push-ups at the end. Make sure that you're on 1 white spring is hardest, 2 is standard, medium, 3 white springs is going to be the most supportive. Legs over those black handlebars, scooting that butt forward. I want you to hold onto the edge or the strap. Heels up on the black handlebars, up into that bridge, going out in 3, 2, now out 1, out 2, out 3, in 1, in 2, in 3. Remember to breathe in as you go out as far as you can. Just remember, the further out you go, the more it's going to be a little challenging to come inwards. You want to exhale on the way in, squeezing those hamstrings first, and then pressing those heels down or the center of your foot to bring you back in. This is a hamstring curl on top of the black handlebars. We're going to get ready for those glute bridges coming up next. We're going to be going forward, lifting up your hips, and we're going to slowly go down on an inhale. So close. This is our last leg exercise. We're finishing up with push-ups at the end. In 8 seconds, you're going to come forward, and we're going to hold up in a bridge, making that change. In 3, 2, now bring yourself forward, lift up those hips. Now breathe in as you drop the hip. Exhale as you thrust the hips upward. Remember to exhale as you come up, squeezing those inner thighs and glutes. That's going to help activate a lot more muscles, and you're going to notice that it's going to help go up a little bit higher. 7 more seconds. We're going to exhale on the way up, making that change. In 3, 2, now exhale on the way up, and then breathe in as you go out, back to full range. The last part of class is coming up. We're going to be in a push-up position on 1 white spring, turning the black handlebars back where they belong. And we're going to meet knee low in a push-up, going up on a 3-second count. In 8 seconds. 5, making that change. In 3, 2, now bring that carriage in, lift the black handlebars up, go to 1 white spring, and then we're going to go into a push-up position. You're going to be on your hands and your toes, and I encourage you to start off that way and modify if you need to. Meet knee low for a hold because we're coming up in 3, 2, now up 1, up 2, up 3, down 1, down 2, down 3. Exhale as you go upwards, breathing in as you slowly go down. Now, if you need to modify, you can go down to those knees if you need to, but if you have enough energy, come back up onto those toes. We're not here for much longer. In 10 seconds, we're going to stretch out in a pigeon pose, making that change in 3, 2, and we are done.